Welcome. This video is for Pasantías preprofesionales y vinculación con la comunidad 2. We were asked to develop 10 lessons plans and record 5 videos about 5 from those 10 lesson plans. I chose lesson plan number 1 for the video number 1. The topic of the lesson plan is simple past tense review. This is a review because students have already worked this topic years before. Well, in the anticipatory set, the class starts with the teacher showing a picture of her grandparents or maybe another old relative. The picture can be false also, of course. Well, the teacher should walk around showing students the photography. The photography should be clear about the people we are talking about is all the people. Then, after showing all students the picture, briefly of course, the teacher will start speaking about one of the old people in the picture. In my case, I chose or designed my lesson plan with a photography of my family. In the photography, we can see my grandparents, and I start talking about my grandfather, about his first job, his date of birth, the school he attended, all these in order to get in the topic, because my grandfather did all these things in the past. Then I use the past tense to talk to students about this short story about my grandfather. After this activity, we start with the warm-up activity. The warm-up activity is about asking students about their old relatives. The first question is asking them if they have or they live with their grandparents, or maybe if their parents are already old people, or if they have older siblings. Then, after stating that they know we are talking about people that is older than them, the second question could be about places of birth. Where did their relatives birth? After that, we can also ask about their first jobs of their relatives. And this activity is for trying to involve students in the idea that we are talking about the past. As they already know the topic, and this is a review, it could be easy for them to put together sentences in the past tense. But for this activity, there's no help. They have just speak, and after that, we are going to correct them if it is necessary. For the second part, after the warm-up activity, I have prepared a presentation. It could be a PowerPoint presentation if there is the technology necessary in school, but teacher can also carry their own laptop or so on. Or if there isn't a computer or the necessary items in the school, the PowerPoint presentations could be written on the board, or else it could be printed as a big poster. Then, anyway, the PowerPoint presentation could be shown to students. Then, the PowerPoint presentations have the grammatical structure of past tense, simple past tense. And we are going to show to students and read to students. The teacher has to read to students step by step the structure on the board, the structures that is written on the presentations. Then, after this activity, it's the moment to practice. So, a worksheet is carried to the school. The teacher has printed the Bruce Lee's biography. This biography is all written in past tense, only simple past tense. This is important to develop this activity because we are just trying to identify and isolate the simple past tense. So this is a supplementary material. Every student have the worksheet. In the worksheet, we are going to work. The first step is to read aloud. Every student is going to read one sentence from the start to there is a dot. So they could do it stand or sitting, but it is important that every one of them read. If it is necessary to correct the pronunciation, maybe I think it's not the time, but later in the practice we can do it. Then the first student start and so on until the reading is over. Yeah, if there are more students than sentences, it is not important. Next, we are making a second reading. This time the teacher is who is going to read the whole reading, so students can listen the pronunciation, the correct pronunciation. After that, the student asks to read again the text individually. Each student has to read and underline the new words to the collecting journal. And also they have to underline with a different color pen or a color pen the verb in the past tense, simple past tense. This activity can be do it while they are reading, they go underline. Well, when this is already finished, each student or maybe just a few students can give an idea, maybe a sentence that has amazed them. They could share this to the class. In the modeling part, well, in the above part we already practiced the reading and the pronunciation of the simple past. But now in the modeling part, the teacher will ask some volunteers and read aloud any past tense from the biography. And the teacher will write it on the board and underline the structure, telling the students, maybe if it says Bruce Lee was born in China, for example, a teacher writes it on the board and then she underlines the structure, the subject, verb in past tense, simple past tense, and the complement. And then with about 5 or 6 sentences from the biography. In the guided practice part, teacher will give 5 sentences in simple present tense. Simple present tense. And then students will transform these sentences into past tense sentences, all these under copybooks. After this part, teacher will ask to a random students to read aloud any random of the 5 sentences, and it is for correcting them if it is necessary. In the part of independent practice, students will write 10 sentences using verbs from the reading, from the Bruce Lee's biography, but the context should be totally different. This is for understanding the verbs in all contexts. In the assessment part, teacher will write some scrambled words on the board, and any student will raise his hands to unscramble the sentence in the correct order. This could be with the students going to the front and writing in the correct order the words, or maybe just from their sitting and telling aloud. In the finally part, this is just a review, so students will write a short paragraph about the person using past sentences. It could be imaginary, and this is also the homework. This is for this class number 1.